All right, so it was announced that EA is considering putting ads into games, and this is article says here because it went so well last time. Um, I've seen a few people talk about this and how they're just like, I won't play EA games anymore, but that's not enough. And I'm going to bring these guys some more data because I'm not seeing many people dive into this. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a dive, not too long. We're trying to keep it around 5 minutes here. But I want to give you this information and give you an opinion on what I think the problem with these bigger companies is. So I'm going to pull up some other images. Give me just a second. So if you didn't know, EA is a publicly traded company, which means their salary detail for their executives is right here. I think you can start to see kind of the problem here. Andrew Wilson, the genius behind these ideas that EA keeps having, is pulling 20 million. Now, for fairness, I did a Google search on his salary, and salary.com reported that his compensation received, his salary is 1.3 million. So poor Wilson there, poor Andrew, he only made 1.3 million for his base salary. Not a lot of money, But with all the other crap that he gets for making bad decisions, it rounds him out to about $20.6 million. You can see some of the other CEOs there, what they're making, the CTO, other CEOs and whatnot, what they're getting. You can kind of see there where for a good portion of money goes. Now, keep in mind that EA makes billions of dollars a year. If you look through their financials, we'll get to that in a minute. If you look at their financials, I think they made close to $8 billion for 2023. $8 billion. It was only, unfortunately, a billion under what the board of directors and what the investors expected to make. But my God, it's really just horrible for them. Here's another image here from Statista.com. You can go ahead and pause to view this, but you can see that in 2018, Andrew Wilson is making $35.7 million. You can see he took some dips in there, but I'm not sure how accurate these numbers are. You can see there's some gaps. I know they have a public report, and I'm not sure why some of these don't show up, but I know these other people were being paid, so I'm not sure what all this is here. All I know is looking at his numbers, if those are pretty consistent, he's made pretty decent money for doing a really horrible job since 2018. And I say horrible job because it really is. It's a disservice to the customer, but it's all to benefit just the investors and whatnot. So I'll get some more images here. Now, again, EA is a publicly traded company, so they're required to report financial statements. If you do a Google search for just EA space games, space financial, space statements, you should get the first result being an EA site, which is an ir.ea.com financial information website. This is page 25 I've pulled. There's a lot of pages in there. Feel free to do your own deep dive on their financials to see how bad this company really is. But this will show you right there their executive summary, fiscal year 2023 business highlights. And I'll read you some of the print here. I'll move out of the way and you guys can pause to view that if you want. But basically what we got here is financial and operational performance, net revenue to $7.426 billion. Operating cash flow, $1.5 billion, diluted earnings per share. You can see all that there. Their key strategic operating achievements, you can see some of the crap they put in there, which these are not really great things. They really don't have a lot to list. A company like this should have a lot more highlights to have for achievements. And then ESG stuff, efforts and achievements. This is awful. Read through and you'll see what it is and how bad some of the. Now, something else to pay attention to on here is right there in here. One thing that I don't like, it's further up. Sorry, it's right up there. It says record live services and other net revenue, $5.489 billion from live service stuff. That's a lot. We need to get away from the live service type stuff that they're doing. But I'm going to move on to another page here. Now, we're going to focus on Mr. Wilson for just a second here because he really is the person making all the decisions here. They can blame the board, but really he's making decisions and leading this company into the ground or leading them to bad decisions. They would say it's profitable, but you can see that the net revenue, the target was $8.150 billion, but they actually made $7.341 billion. So EA is not making the money they want. They're not getting quite to that number they want, But even though it's based to his performance, he's still making pretty decent money. Let me move myself over here. He's still making pretty decent money. So, it's really upsetting to see, and you can look through their 2023, fiscal statement to see what their plans are, what they want to do. It's all laid out there. You can go view this yourself and see what they want to do and how many bad ideas they have. But my thing is that they're wanting to put ads in games, and EA games can't seem to survive without microtransactions. You may be paying your CEOs too much. The EA board of directors, which I don't think they care because they're probably in cahoots with this guy anyway, and the rest of the CEOs. But if you're paying somebody $20 million to make your company money, and the only way this guy can make you money is going, God, we're producing the best content. We're going to have to put ads in games. We're going to have to put ads in and microtransactions. If the only two things you can do to make your popular titles make money besides the base price is to put ads in your games, And as he put it too, was to put tasteful in thoughtful areas. No. You need to get different directors. You need to start paying your talent less. Now, there is a statement within the financial paperwork that says that these compensations are there to, make sure to keep key talent attracted. What key talent? This guy's not developing anything. This guy is not designing games. He doesn't do game design. He just tells people what to do. He's not making graphics. He's not making images. He's not making video. He's not doing mocap. He's doing none of that. He's telling the team, we need ads in games. We need microtransactions. We need more live service. He's not making the games. He's not. Any idiot can do what this guy does and probably do a better job at it. Literally take any gamer, pay them half of what you're paying Mr. Wilson, and as your customer base becomes more happy, your games will make more money. That's how it works. In addition to that, though, these companies have to realize there's no infinite growth. There's just not. If you guys think there's infinite growth, and I'm directing the board of directors at EA and investors that may stumble upon this, though I doubt any of those people watch TikTok or any other video platform that matter, but if you think your company can infinitely make money, you are wrong. It is not. And if that's the case and you're thinking that and you're thinking this year is bad, there's going to be a nosedive as this company loses money. It will continue to lose money. I know we're going well over 5 minutes here, but that's the thing. There's no infinite growth of money to come up. It's just not going to happen. And so we get back to this. If the only way to try to get more growth in your products, more growth in your finances, is that you have to put ads in games and charge more for microtransactions and make microtransactions predatory, it's a bad business model and you're doomed to fail. And that's the horrible thing. Look, as a gamer, I don't mind microtransactions as long as they're not predatory and are required so I can play the game. But at this point, it's becoming more and more that way. And they keep calling games flops that aren't flops. Not to mention the new pricing strategy they have because they want you to get on the EA Plus crap. That's not helping either. All these predatory practices to make more money. This guy, Mr. Andrew Wilson, they need to get him out of there and fire the rest of your executives and get new people in. Why don't you start hiring gamers who understand what gamers want and understand more about the industry than your CEOs seem to? Because I can guarantee you profit will come in a lot easier and a lot better if you have people that are sympathetic to what gamers want, your core audience, the people you're selling your product to, than CEOs who don't play games. As many people said, Mr. Wilson does not play games. That is not a gamer. Go look at his picture. It's not a gamer. It's not a guy that plays games. It's not a guy that cares about gamers. He does not care. He can't relate to his customers. Bad for business. What are your thoughts on this, guys? And have you seen these numbers before? And I encourage you to go look up the financial document.